Okay, so now we're getting close to the last video I'm actually going to produce. The very last thing, filtering at the door. It's a very simple concept. Uh, if you go to the web page I created that houses these videos, it's just a short sentence about taking devices from children who enter your house, where me and my wife have come to realize that even uh, first graders, second graders, third graders, fourth graders, some of these kids have cell phones connected to the internet with no filtering and no parental control. So they walk into your home and can do anything they want on YouTube. They can do anything they want on the internet. They carry this up to upstairs into your bonus room or to your other kid's room. It's dangerous. So that last step, filter at the door. I talk a little bit on the website about it. But back to filtering on the device. Okay, so I have multiple layers of filtering and control and monitoring going on, but this really is probably the most robust one. And I'm going to break these into two categories, and I'm actually going to talk about this first one called Circle. A lot of people are using this. It's not the choice I would make for some specific reasons, but Circle, in a nutshell, there's two parts to this really. Um, Oop, that's the wrong website. Uh, let's do this another way. So Circle, kids, parental. Okay, here we go. So there's this thing from Disney. It's called Circle. It's basically a piece of hardware that you plug into your network, and then you have all of the devices you want to control inside your network plug into that piece of hardware. I mean, think of it as an extension to your router. Um, I know a couple of people that are using this that like it. Um, Me personally, this just doesn't go far enough because it's just for your network. In other words, a kid could walk into your house with his phone and still use it and sort of bypass your network in that way, even though that might be somewhat irrelevant. But for instance, if your kid's in your house and they have access, they have a cell phone and it's connected to a satellite that has internet, they can just flip off from your network, get on the satellite, and do anything they want on the internet. So this does offer something on top of it that covers the issue I just mentioned, but now you're buying a piece of hardware that's around $100, and now you're paying a monthly fee, and a very expensive monthly fee, in my opinion, for software to be on the device that monitors the device no matter what network you're in. And so, talk to some people that try this. It's not my choice because it's network focused, even though they offer a layer of security for any device anywhere you take it. But it's just not what I would choose. So the choice that I would probably make, and the choice I have made, is something like uh, this service. It's parental controls that you download on tablets, phones, things like that. There's a couple of them. These are the three I would recommend you look at. I didn't actually get into these two, this KidLogger and MovieSip, but other people have. They're kind of similar. KidLogger's not as robust as these other two. The one that I selected is this one. Again, the concept here is that these are tools that you download onto devices that go with the device. So if your kid has a phone or an iPad and you put this software on that device, then this parental control goes with the device everywhere. So if they take it over to the neighbor's house, it's still doing the filtering and controlling that you want. So you download this basically on all the devices you want. I have it on my kids' 3 iPads, and I have it on the kids' computer downstairs. So it's an application that's running all the time. Again, I'm just going to quickly pull up the kids' computer. Here's their computer. As you can see, I just have this running up here in the corner. And this is a parental control and monitoring tool. So beyond parental controls at the user level of the computer, this actually does additional filtering, tries to do additional filtering. It has all the controls I want as far as time management, how many hours they can use it. It logs everything for me and it puts it into a nice little interface. But you can actually hide this if your kids are older and you don't want them to know you're running it. I don't hide it from my kids because they're kind of oblivious still, but it's just a piece of software. This is running on the kid's computer. I also have it running on all of their iPads. So the way that looks when we log into this piece of software is you basically set up profiles for everybody and then you connect a device for it. And right now I've got my kids each have an iPad and they share a computer and iMac. But for each one of their devices, I have a tab for them. It shows me what they've been doing on those devices. Here's just an activity summary. If I let my kids on Facebook or they ever get a Facebook account, it tracks that. It's in a very detailed way. It'll show me what all their web activity is, all the links. It breaks it down into day. It shows me every page they visited. Now this is the monitoring aspects of and logging aspects of those devices, and this is great because I can do it. I can say Wyatt Lindley, and then I can say his iPad. But I can also say boy's iMac, put it on an iMac that 3 boys use, and then connect profiles to it. It's a really robust solution in this way. Now, not only can this do a lot of controlling and monitoring and logging, this also has filtering on it. So now in my house, I have 4 layers of filtering. I filter at the DNS, I filter at the router, I filter at the operating system, and now I have a piece of software that also runs on top of that in the operating system that's doing filtering. And you can see that here where I've got all these categories turned on that will filter at the device. So this will now filter their iPad, it will filter the computer in the house, and not only is it in my network, but if my kids' iPads go to school or they go to the neighbor's house or they take them anywhere, this software goes with them. It's not just my network, and that's why I choose something like this. This is really great. Something that was really important to Lisa was the ability to set time allowances and schedules. So I showed you some things earlier that were just controlling when the device was connected to the internet, but this piece of software actually allows you to say, hey, I only want my kids to use the iPad for 4 hours a week, or 1 hour a day, or only on Tuesdays for 1 hour. All of that comes with this piece of software. It's not that expensive, in my opinion. I think it's $50 a year, which is pretty reasonable. I didn't feel like it was that complicated to set up. They tried to make it pretty easy. So if anybody wanted help with that, they could come and talk to me. But it was pretty simple. Again, this is just one solution of a couple other ones that are out there. But when a lot of people are talking about the Disney Circle thing, and what I just need everybody to know is that if you go out and buy a Disney Circle, the hardware, that works only on devices that are in your home on that network. So it's really good if you don't ever feel like your kid's going to take that device and go someplace else. Or like I was saying earlier, if you have a teenager and they're connected to your network Wi-Fi and they have a satellite connection, but you don't have anything, monitoring and filtering and doing anything when the computer's on the satellite, that's a problem. Well, this type of software takes care of that. So highly recommend it. If you have any questions about it, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer.